real sets, practical effects.
You've been here, but you don't know this story.
Nothing's changed, really. I mean, everything's changed, but nothing's changed. That's the way you want it to be, really. To see the way the technology has evolved, and yet keeping one foot in the pre-digital world.
It couldn't be more exciting. It's still surreal.
We are here on day one of Star Wars Episode 7.
You're here.
How incredible is that?
I can die now.
All right.
No worries.
My whole life has led to this moment. I'm in heaven.
I think we've worn the suit out probably quicker than we expected, because every time you meet someone, they just want to hug you.
Getting back to the old days, the old ways of doing things.
JJ's trying to make sure these movies have a physicality to them. We truly are out in a desert, a real desert.
Star Wars. I burned for Star Wars.
And I'm just going to bring this character to life.
You don't get to build an X-Wing every day or a Millennium Falcon. Every day I come to work smiling.
Energy and action!
You have to pause, take a breath, slow down, and really not freak out.
I was in the same room as all these legends and with all these new people who I'm sure will go on to be legends themselves.
You know, it's being done with such love and such enthusiasm from everybody, and I think that you'll be able to feel that coming off the screen.
It means so much to so many people.
You just know what it's going to be like in the cinema.
Star Wars is an important part of everyone's history. It's a beautiful thing to actually be involved in it.
Hey movie fans, so Comic-Con is upon us, and while Marvel for some reason didn't show up this year, Disney decided to send a pretty good representative with Star Wars. Now before Comic-Con, Star Wars said that they were not going to bring a new trailer. More than likely they're going to bring it at D23, which is kind of like Disney's version of Comic-Con, but it's only Disney stuff, so I'm going to keep an eye out for a Star Wars trailer during D23. They didn't have a trailer during Comic-Con, but they did actually show some new footage. Kind of. They showed like this behind the scenes trailer that you just watched, which I really liked. I actually kind of preferred that over another trailer. Now don't get me wrong, I would have loved to see another trailer because Star Wars trailers are fantastic usually, but I don't know, I liked seeing the behind the scenes of this and really showing that there's a lot of care and passion that's being put into this movie. They really focused on showing that there's a new cast while having the old cast. It was incredibly well balanced in that regard. You saw Mark Hamill, you saw Carrie Fisher, you saw Harrison Ford even, who looked happy to be there actually. He didn't look like the grumpy old man that he's been over the past couple of years. But they also showed the new cast with John Boyega and Daisy Ridley, and it just seemed like a nice blending. It seemed like, yes, this seems like a natural continuation of this Star Wars story. It seems very much in this universe. Mark Hamill said it best. Everything's changed, but nothing's changed, and that's how it should feel. It feels very much like the Star Wars universe, but just a continuation of that. They also made sure you realized that it was all practical. Well, a lot of it will be practical in this movie. Obviously, there's going to be some special effects, but not nearly as much as the Star Wars prequels. They really pounded that into your head in this, and I liked that. A lot of people didn't like that the prequels had so much CGI, and I didn't either. It kind of takes it away, just feeling like you're watching a video game cutscene. And Disney is smart, they know that. So when they are advertising for this movie, they're just like, It's going back to the real aspect of this. We're going to go with practical effects, real locations, which is really nice to see and physically see in this footage and not just have some representative tell you that. Just going on real locations and having real special effects just makes it feel more like the classic Star Wars, just newer. Another thing that really made it feel like classic Star Wars was seeing so many of the weird and bizarre creatures. I really liked seeing that. It felt like the Star Wars Cantina scene in Episode 4 all over again. Just seeing really bizarre and random creatures, which I'm sure won't be factored too heavily into the overall story, but it'll show more or less that, hey, there's other weird creatures out there, and we are physically making them because we love this universe so much and we want to put our own interpretation of what we think different creatures in this universe would look like. New opportunities for new stories because I'm assuming we're visiting new planets with new species. It's just a whole bunch of new while sticking more to the traditional old school stuff, which is really, really nice. It's also nice to see, or more or less have confirmed in this, that Simon Pegg will be in the movie. Now, Simon Pegg played Scotty in the Star Trek movies that were also directed by J.J. Abrams, who's directing these new Star Wars movies. Well, at least The Force Awakens. We don't know if he's coming back for the other ones. So it's been speculated for a while that Simon Pegg might be in this in a cameo role, and sure enough, it looks like he's going to be in this as some form of an alien creature. Now, I don't think he's going to be factored heavily into the plot, but it's nice to see him in there, as he's a huge Star Wars nerd. Like, even when he's making Star Trek, he's like, yeah, this is fun, but I'm a Star Wars person, because he's a huge nerd in that way. He's just an absolute Star Wars fan. The last thing I noticed from this, and that actually really gets me excited, is seeing Daisy Ridley. She was the girl that you saw in the Millennium Falcon, piloting the Millennium Falcon. From all the marketing and trailers, it seems like her and John Boyega are going to be the main characters. Her character, Rey, and John Boyega's character, Finn, we don't know too much about them yet, but given that she's piloting Millennium Falcon in this footage, well, a pre-CGI rendered version of it, which it was nice to see a physical cockpit, a pre-CGI version of all of that, it seems like Han Solo might actually be like passing the torch off to her character, so to speak. Maybe, that's just theory. But it's nice seeing like a physical cockpit being maneuvered and seeing a new character in that position. It just makes for an interesting speculation and more or less gets me more excited for the story. What do you guys think about the footage? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Were you expecting a trailer? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you like what you see and you want to see more, subscribe to the channel, or find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at 17 Movie Reviews. Stay sharp, movie guys and gals, and may the Force be with you.